So now what Bahnsen does is he makes a cut in terms of the major idea that he's talking about. He's been dealing with metaphysical issues, the nature of reality, right? And he says, is reality spiritual? Is reality physical and spiritual? Or is reality only physical, right? So he's been asking questions with regard to that and categorizing various positions with regard to that question. What he moves to now is kind of a different kind of question, right? He says that there's one other option that is distinguished from these basic three that we've been looking at, not on the basis of their view of the nature of reality, but on the basis of their view about whether you can know anything for sure about ultimate reality. So he's moving from metaphysical questions into what we call epistemological questions, questions with regard to knowledge, right? And so he says this fourth basic school of philosophy he's going to call pragmatism or skepticism.
Yeah. So the pragmatic or the skeptic is the philosopher who watches all these schools of thought and argues, who cares? Like, who really cares about, the world exists, it doesn't exist? Who cares if we're in the matrix or not? Are we brain in the vat, or are we mind, body, soul, and spirit, and we have free will or we don't? Who cares? We just cut it off at the knees. That's it. So the pragmatic, right? We talk about this within society. It doesn't matter where we're at, how we got here. All that matters is that we're here now. What are we going to do about it? The pragmatist, like John Dewey at the beginning of the 20th century, says all these old philosophical problems are worthless. There's no cash value in them. The only thing that really makes a difference is whether you are successful in this world in solving your problems. To be pragmatic, therefore, means to forget the theoretical issues and just get on with solving things. A true engineer, like who cares what the theory of it is? Give me all the parts. Let's build it. Let's see if it works, and we'll see if we'll get a bike for Christmas.
That's right. And if it works, we win, right?
Right. Yeah.
And so it says a version of pragmatism that doesn't go, far to say that truth is what works is skepticism. The skeptics, he says that nobody knows for sure, right? We don't know for sure. Often he turns cynical, the skeptic does, Bahnsen tells us. The skeptic says, since nobody knows for sure, since we don't know what ultimate values are or what the nature of reality is, the only thing that really counts is getting by in society, not in the pragmatic sense, right, of in terms of let's do what works, but in the more selfish and self-serving sense, right? He says skeptics often became debate coaches in ancient Greek, right? The sophists, who were skeptical philosophers, and who said there's no absolute truth, nobody can know for sure. And so if that's the case, then we'll teach you how to get your way in the assembly by debating well so that you can accomplish your goals through debating well, since nobody knows for sure and there is no absolute truth. And so what you want is what works for you, and we'll show you how to debate well. Says the sophists, right? Right.
And now we've devolved into just cutting off the debating well. We just, what is woman? Well, woman has the essence of womanhood. It's whatever someone claims to be. I don't have the ability to tell you that what's true for me isn't always true for the person down the street of what a woman is. And so we're just left there. We all thought we knew what woman was, but then a person that came along and disagreed with us showed us that, well, their view is just as valid as ours is. And so we can't say right or wrong what it is. And so this almost postmodern viewpoint is clearly at play, probably even more so than what Bahnsen probably envisioned, but also probably what he thought might have occurred if we continued down the path that he kind of saw at his time. And so
right. He was speaking and writing in the 1990s. So it was a while ago. Although this book just came out, this is based on lectures that he gave then.
Right. So this kind of fourth category of philosophy is basically kind of giving up on the big questions of philosophy and just paying attention to what works. I don't care if there is a God or there isn't a God. If it is, it doesn't matter to me because I'm just continuing on You can't really know anything. I can't know anything. We'll just kind of leave it at that. And it doesn't really matter. As long as you don't affect me, I don't affect you, we'll just call it good. And all these big questions don't really matter. Don't really matter. This is overly simplistic, but it's accurate enough for our purposes here, is what he says.
All right, good.